All right, Sue, good to meet you.
You too.
I'm a big fan of your name. My mom is named Sue, and my middle name is Susan. So,
Oh, wow. Yep.
yes, good to meet you. So you're out of Texas, but up here in New England, getting ready for the show.
That is correct. Yeah, we office out of Dallas, Texas, and we have been doing coming to Providence to do the show for 30 years.
Excellent. Um, as far as and obviously congratulations on 30 years with JLC. I mean, that's a huge milestone. How does that feel?
It's phenomenal. We did. Unfortunately, our 25 year was during COVID, and COVID was not a great time for the trade show industry. So we had to pause our 25th year when COVID first hit. So we're really excited to be able to fully celebrate the 30-year milestone in person and in Providence and in March.
Absolutely. Um, what has been what has contributed to some of the growth of the show and the presence? I mean, we're going to trade shows all the time. It seems like they're just getting more packed and packed and packed. What do you think is causing that?
You know, the post-COVID era had reminded people that face-to-face interaction is preferred over computer interaction or telephone interaction or email interaction. So it really just lifted up our industry where people recognize that, you know what, there's a huge benefit of face to face in marketing and doing business and just socializing. And it really has, like I said, given a little uplift to our industry, which we're still riding. Also, social media has helped, right? Social media is all over. Content creators are everywhere now, and they're very big in the construction industry. So, as those creators experience JLC and they get together and they see each other in person and they talk about it, it just makes things, a lot better. And they have such a great experience here at JLC when they get together. So it's always a good positive thing.
Yeah. I think it's so true. I feel like after COVID, people were just dying to get together and like have these events and be in person and have that human interaction. I mean, there's nothing better than the buzz of a show. We just left IBS a few weeks ago and you come back and you're just so motivated, you're so empowered. It's like, gosh, I just had the best interactions because it's like it's people from your
Hmm.
business, it's people from what you love and you're sharing in that. Do you guys feel that same buzz after the show? Just like, oh, the energy.
100%, 100%. I was also at IBS and they had tremendous crowds this year. In fact, it was the largest I had ever seen, and it was a lot of fun just going and interacting with people. I get to talk to my exhibitors at IBS more than I get to talk to them at my own show. So it was a lot of fun just interacting, finding out what's going on in the industry, what's going on with their companies, talking to the contractors that are going to the booths just to find out a little bit about what they're enjoying at IBS so I can bring that information back to JLC as well. So, and it's going to happen here. So, JLC is really contractors teaching contractors, right? And so when the contractors come and learn from each other and communicate with each other and just socialize and network with each other, it's just a wonderful community for the whole week that we're here.
That's awesome. What did you think? What were some of the common themes that you're anticipating being the buzz of JLC this year in compared to other years?
Well, our 30th anniversary is a big deal.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been following us for several years, and so they have stories from years past and what they saw and how construction methods have evolved and what's changed and what's happened back in the day. I do have educators here that have been doing it all 30 years, so they've seen
Wow.
every JLC. And then we've got the new young blood that's coming in that's it's giving a little bit fresher look on what's happening today and where the future is. So it's a great mix of old good standards and new and upcoming that's really going to be exciting this year at JLC.
Anything specifically planned that's been different that's going to happen at this show compared to other years that you can tell us?
No, I wish I could say we have one big thing. Each year we always provide different education. So we do not repeat anything we have done before. So when we plan this, we have a set of really good contractors that help guide us through our programming and our education, our classrooms, and our on-floor demonstrations that always provide what's coming up next in the industry. We also do a little bit of what's tried and true, right? You have those basics that people are still learning, because at JLC we have people that are new in the industry and the ones that have been in the industry for 25 and 30 years. So we have to make sure that we have great content for them, and there are nuggets of information that they can leave the show with that will advance their business. So, whatever challenges they're facing at their level in their business, we will have something for them.
That's awesome. I think that, to your marketing point, it's so important, and I'm sure this is for every association or group. It's so important to get new exhibitors, new attendees. How are you attracting people to become either an attendee or to come to JLC and just attend, just to learn or exhibit? How are you attracting new companies or new groups of people to be a part of what you guys are doing?
It's interesting. Social media has helped us out a lot. This show, like I said, 30 years in Providence, Rhode Island, we have more or less outgrown this convention center. And the word of mouth of our show and how it is a little bit different than other shows out there, in such a way we do a lot of demonstrations. I mean, it's very hands-on. We teach the practical way, like I said earlier, teaching contractors, and it is you will actually sit down and you'll learn a skill here. So exhibitors talk about that experience and how we're very different. And when they go to other shows like IBS, people will come up to me and call me and say, I just heard about your show because someone spoke about it at IBS or another event. So the word of mouth has really been very, very good for us. We do a lot of marketing, but JLC stands for Journal of Light Construction. And if you're not familiar with the Journal of Light Construction magazine, you may not understand that that's a residential construction show. So, we really reach out to the residential construction community and get our name out there. We do it alongside the magazine, and we do it with content creators, and we do it with contractors that are very successful to just share the word. So it has worked very well for us. Word of mouth is when you're good at what you're doing. I have to tell you, I'm very proud of the show that we put on year after year, and the new content we bring to the industry. That we're lucky. It's spread.
I feel like that's the industry too. I mean, that's how it is in recruiting. Our best candidates are referrals from, you call one person and they know this person's brother's son. It's always that word of
Exactly.
mouth. I love that about our industry. People, I think, are so willing to help and, help spread word or help, teach or guide. And that's honestly one of the biggest themes that I took away from IBS. And I'm sure this will come up at JLC. We're excited to attend this year, for a lot of these reasons. But there's such a big topic around, how do we get word of mouth or more marketing around getting more people into the industry? And, how are we attracting people to our niche? Are you guys facing that at all? Or has that come up in conversation with just some of what you guys are doing in the market as far as, what the age gap or succession planning, bench strength in general? I'd love to hear your thoughts.
The labor market is an issue, right? It's talked about a lot. There's a declining skilled labor force out there, and young people are not as attracted to the trades as they once were, and so that's top of mind for a lot of the folks that come here. Material costs are another thing that's top of mind. The tariffs coming up are obviously in conversation now. Home affordability is another thing that comes up a lot because interest rates have kind of maintain themselves at a higher level than they were for many years. So a lot of those challenges that we try to address when we're here. Another thing is technology and the advances with AI and how that's going to change the industry is also very top of mind of our audience and our exhibitors as well.
Sure. It is. It's so funny to see just, I think there's camaraderie in all of us knowing that everyone's facing these same things together. We have to figure out solutions, but it's kind of like a one day at a time thing. And from a SnapDragon perspective, we bring, to your point also that you mentioned earlier about how hands-on the show is. I think that's the best way to attract that talent is get people involved. There's nothing better than a booth that has you swinging a hammer or, using a new tool, or looking at, just the different materials where you can be the person really opening the door. And those are the most, I think, well-attended booths and remembered booths that are that, hands-on, come in here and get your hands dirty with us. And I think that's also what the industry should be doing more of to attract that talent. Come see how cool this could be, type of
Oh,
thing.
exactly, 100%. And other sometimes are the techniques that we show. I had someone walk up to me last year after he came out of our stair building class. He says, I've been doing this for 20 years, and I just learned something that I wish I had learned 20 years ago. It could have saved me a lot of time and heartache. And, I love those stories because, no matter how long you've been doing something or you think you know something, there's always something else to learn, and there's always new opportunities. So those nuggets of information and just talking to each other and contractors and asking contractors, not afraid to ask them questions because they know that they have walked in your shoes and they understand where you're coming from. So very
Absolutely.
valuable.
What is your advice for a new JLC attendee?
If you're coming to JLC for the first time, I really recommend that you do your research ahead of time. Get on our website to find out what. We have classroom education and we have expo hall education. And depending on what side or both sides that you'd like to go on, there's a lot of content and you won't get through it all in one time. And prioritize what you want to see. I mean, we have 9 building demonstration clinics on the show
Wow.
floor, and our exhibitors bring 10 more. So that's 19, and they're each doing in 2 days, 7 different presentations. Plus, we have 45 to 50 classrooms, so there is a lot. So take a look at the content and see where your needs are most and prioritize what you want to see. And then walk around the trade show floor more than once. So we're not like IBS, we're a smaller footprint show. We have booths and companies in every nook and cranny of this convention center.
Yep.
So walk around, and sometimes they're crowded when you walk by. So you need to walk around again and to just take it in, because I guarantee the first time you walk around, you'll miss something. So go back again.
Absolutely. I think the final question I'm just so curious to know is like, what do you get most excited about that you haven't mentioned, but all the prep that goes into the show, what excites you the most out of all of it?
Opening day. I mean, because we do work all year on this event, and watching it come together and everything, and having people come in, pick up their badges, wait to go into the show with such excitement and anticipation on what they're going to see and who's behind the doors, and the clientele, our attendees are just wonderful people. I mean, they're all here. They're all here to learn and to see new things, and they just love being here. And it's just such an exciting time for us. We love it.
A lot of prep and then the final result, the reward for
Hmm.
all the work. So you
There's a
really
lo-
you plan all week long? It's all week that you have to be there?
Yes, so we came yesterday,
Wow.
which is Sunday, and today's Monday. So we're moving in, and we build these little building clinics, and so we truck in the lumber, and we have about 18 guys that come in and start building the sets, and they're the same ones that build it, that put on the demonstrations, and to talk about it. So like I said, we are definitely contractors teaching contractors. So we start bright and early Monday morning, and it takes us all week to get everything set up. The exhibitors will start coming tomorrow afternoon, and they come in Wednesday and Thursday, and we open the expo floor on Friday morning. And on Thursday, we do have our classroom, so we kind of get that classroom focused a day ahead of the expo, so they can come in and get some advanced learning on Thursday, and then we open the expo floor. So yeah, it
That's
it
amazing.
takes it takes all week.
Takes a village.
It does. I have a phenomenal team that I work with. I'm very lucky. And the guys that have supported the show year in and year out, that help with our building and our content. And we just have a great group of people. And it shows, in the event.
That's
So have
awesome.
you have you come before? Have you been? You have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a good place for our recruiters to cut their teeth on like, because it's a little bit more digestible than IBS. IBS is like,
Mm,
it's too much. You can't even, you don't even know where to begin. JLC is like, this is the most niche, perfect place to get that hands-on exposure to the
hmm.
industry. So we're bringing a huge team. We have pretty much our entire staff going.
Oh, I love to
Plus,
hear that.
we're north of Boston, so it's so nice to be able to get there. As far as just like logistics, but it's probably the best show for us. As far as bringing our whole team, get a huge presence there, and just learn and see.
It is, like I said, it's a community, and you just feel it from the time you walk in. And people are all there for the same reason, and they meet each other and they talk to each other. And you're right, IBS it's a great show. It's our industry, it's our largest industry event, but it is overwhelming, and you don't know where to, what to see first, and it's very spread out. We're very confined here, and that's why I tell people to walk around. We do have a high density, so a lot of people do come to our small footprint. So that's why walking around more than once is really essential for you. And you can, our spec ops will have a hammer contest, so there'll be a hammering contest that are going on for the next
That
2
could be
days, and
dangerous.
it's a lot of fun, and there are a lot of fun activities that you can get involved with and just try your skills at while you're here. It's great.
That's amazing. Well, Sue, thank you for taking time out of what I'm sure is a busy week. Really appreciate you giving us the opportunity to just chat through some of like the inside scoop, the brains of the operation, the behind the scenes. We're really looking forward to going, and we'll have our team come stop and say hello. Maybe you'll let us take a picture with you.
Oh, no, that'll be great. I wish you could see behind me besides the reflection of the light, because behind me the show floor is taking shape, and they're busy moving all kinds of freight and things in. But it's an exciting time. But it was my pleasure. I enjoyed it very much, and I look forward to seeing you on the show.
Sounds great. Thank you so much, Sue. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.